Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, Berryjuicysweet Dishes. And if this is your first time, please hit that like button and also that bell right beside. And to all my returning viewers, welcome back. And to everyone, all positive vibes. Today I will be making some Pollo Loco rice bowls. Let me show you how. Let's begin. So I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of orange juice. Next, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of lime juice. Next, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of the lime juice. Next, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Next, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of ground cumin. Next, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Next, I'm going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of some chili powder. I'm going to also do a 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. I'm going to also do a 1/2 teaspoon of some citrus garlic seasoning, and this is optional. Next, I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of salt. And then I'm going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of the black pepper. And so I'm going to give this a stir. Next, I'm going to add about 1.5 pounds of some boneless, skinless chicken breast. I'm going to wash and clean my chicken before I add it into my marinade. So after I washed and cleaned my chicken, I'm going to go ahead and saturate it inside of the marinade. Last but not least, I'm going to add in the 3 teaspoons of the minced garlic. So I am going to let my chicken marinate for up to an hour. Best results if it marinates overnight. The longer it sits, the marinade soaks through the meat. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up And then we're going to sit this in the refrigerator for about an hour. Okay, so again, I'm going to wrap it up with some saran wrap, and then we're going to place it in the refrigerator for about an hour. So I'm going to take some hickory smoked wood chips, and what I'm going to do is pour them in a bowl. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this with some water. Just enough to cover my wood chips. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that water soak in those wood chips, so when I am ready to put it on the grill, they won't burn fast. So once my chocos turn gray, I'm going to go ahead and drop my wood chips inside of my wood chip smoker. And I'm going to go ahead and throw it on the grill. Once my chocos begin to turn gray, I'm going to go ahead and set those wood chips on the grill. So next, I'm going to take my chicken that's been marinating since this morning, and I'm going to go ahead and set it on the grill. While my chicken is on the grill, let's prepare the rice. So I'm going to bring 2 cups of long grain rice to a boil. And for me, I'm going to wash my rice. I want to rinse that starch off of my rice before I bring it to a boil. And as you can see, that starch from that rice sets in the bottom of the bowl. All right. So now I'm going to add 2 cups of the chicken broth. And I'm going to bring this to a bowl. I'm going to let it simmer, and then I'm going to bring it to a bowl. Or either bring it to a bowl and then I'm going to let it simmer. How about that? All right. Okay, once my rice has puffed up and got tender and all of the liquid is absorbed, next I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of some heavy cream. Then I'm going to add about 1/4 cup of sour cream. Next, I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of some garlic powder. And then I'm going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of some onion powder. I'm going to also add a half of teaspoon of salt for taste. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper for taste. So now let's go check on our chicken.
All right.
I don't want to leave my chicken on the grill too long because I don't want it to dry out. Okay, so now that our chicken is ready, we're going to go ahead and cut this up into pieces. Look at how moist that is. Let me show you. So now that I sliced my chicken, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rice. And I'm going to fill up the bottom of my bowl with some of this rice. And then I'm going to line and there you have it. I'm going to put some fresh cilantro on top. Okay, let's give this rice bowl a try. Delicious. Well, thank you everyone for joining. Don't forget to hit that like button and also share the video. Again, everyone, thank you for tuning in and watching my channel, Berry Juicy Sweet Dishes. Bye for now.